But tomorrow, the NBA is back, and that is where we begin the show. But LeBron James and Anthony Davis both sat out the Lakers' final scrimmage game ahead of tomorrow night's first game back against the Clippers. Now, AD's status remains in question tomorrow night. Frank Vogel said the All-Star is still experiencing some discomfort, and the head coach has some concern but whether AD will be ready to go. So, Shannon, big deal or no big deal here?
It's a deal. Now,
it's just a deal?
It's a deal, but Skip, I guess consider they only have 8 games. They're 5.5 games ahead of the Clippers right now. I think what they're trying to do is to make sure it doesn't become a bigger deal. I think the thing is that AD could always go to the Kareem James-worthy route, put goggles on and go that way. There was some guy from Utah, Skip. You remember he used to have the Oakley. They were dark tinted. I forget the name. I've been trying to think of his name, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
How far back are you going?
I'm going to 96, like 95, 96. What was the
Utah.
Anton Quark.
Anton Quark.
Yeah.
Right.
You remember
Yeah.
His was tinted.
And his were scary.
And I think the thing is, Skip, I know everybody's out there, they probably bitten their tongue once. And it seems like for the next week, you bite your tongue in the exact same spot every single day. I think when you have an injury like AD, watch. He's going to probably end up wearing glasses because people going to try to, they rake it. I'm surprised more people don't wear it because people slapping at the ball and things like that and accidentally get a finger in his eye. And I think the thing for AD is that he just wants to make sure he's 100%. But if I'm them, I would put glasses on, put some protective eyewear on, and try to get AD to go on out there. And that way, Skip, win that game. You're 6.5 games ahead with 7 games to play for all intents and purposes. But even if because there's really no thing as home court, Skip, in the bubble, basically you get to wear your home jersey. That's the advantage that you have. You get to pick whatever home jersey that you want to wear. But I just think they're going to err on the side of caution with AD. Would I be surprised he played? I'm leaning towards I'm going to be surprised, considering there is no Trez, Harold. There will be no Shannon. It doesn't seem like we know for certain there's not going to be Sweet Lou. We don't know what's going to happen to Big Zoos, whether or not he's in or out.
Pat Bev.
So, Skip, I'm leaning towards AD. Probably the Lakers are going to err on the side of caution. But in order for this not to become a something that we talk about every day, and does it debilitate the Lakers' chances? Because I don't think without a healthy AD they can win it. Probably just put some protective eyewear on and go out there.
So I think I just heard my man Shannon Sharpe say, suck it up, AD. Get out there and save LeBron from himself. You don't want LeBron to have to go out there against even what's left of the Clippers by himself.
So let me ask you a question. If Paul George is not going to play, you like the Clippers' chances?
He is going to play.
Yeah, I know that. He's their
Kawhi, I'm pretty sure, is going to play.
I'm saying if their second best player does not play.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, you should have made it Kawhi because he's the best player on the other team. You acted like Paul George was the best player on the Clippers.
I said the second best player, AD, LeBron. So you tried. So in other words, you saying AD is the best player on the Lakers. Is that what you're getting at?
I can make that case, and I might in just a moment here.
Okay.
So I think you went on and on and on until you got to the conclusion of this is a big deal for LeBron James. Am I right about that?
Skip.
It is the Clippers. It is the arch rival. It is the team that lives in the basement that keeps popping his head out the door upstairs in the bright lights. It is the biggest threat to a championship that LeBron should win. It is now LeBron's championship to lose unless that team somehow figures out a way to spoil his party.
Well, we're going to talk about that a little later.
Okay? All right.
You think they should win, but other people disagree.
So here's the big picture of this to me. Here's the irony of this.
Okay.
Michael Carter Williams found some crazy way to get even with LeBron James. Because you remember, this was the second scrimmage game, and it was so quiet in that gymnasium, because there are obviously no fans, that you can hear LeBron call out defensive assignments or signals or preps to different players out on the perimeter as the ball's being brought up court. So when Michael Carter Williams came in, and I'm no fan of Michael Carter Williams, go back and look before that draft, I said, no. He's bounced around the league, but LeBron was yelling out in the gym, play him to drive. No shoot, he just drives. That's all he does. And it was a shot. But it was the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth.
So, and I'm not saying that Michael Carter Williams tried to get even this way, but as fate would have it, then it was Michael Carter Williams who raked AD across the eye. It was an accident. Right. I'm pretty sure it was an accident. But he got a finger into AD's eye, and AD now is in jeopardy of not being able to play, which puts LeBron in some jeopardy now because I'm sure he's now having flashbacks to what happened, not this year, we have to go back a whole season ago, to what happened his first go-round with the Lakers when he started 55 games and they went 28 and 27 with no AD, who is not only his co-star, but is a rival for MVP. The harder I look at what AD has done in the games that we have now seen played, they're 5 months ago, but we did see those games played. I think his case is almost as strong as LeBron's, and in some ways it's even stronger than LeBron's. So is it possible, I'm just going to throw this out, that LeBron will look at Thursday night? Remember, this is going to be a massive TV audience.
It is.
This could be record.
Right.
We are on edge of seat. We haven't seen real basketball for 5 months. We finally get to see a game played that counts. It's not just a scrimmage game. It actually counts as sort of a seeding type game. They got 8 games left before the playoffs start.
Correct.
So will it not be maybe a record audience?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So the point is,
that's why they scheduled these two teams.
what happened in the third scrimmage game? Shannon Sharpe said, I believe LeBron might play 4 quarters. But AD said, no, I can't go. It's still too dangerous to go with my eye. And whether he's going to wear protective eyewear, we don't know.
Right.
But now Vogel says it's in jeopardy. It's in doubt whether he will play.
Right.
So is it possible that LeBron, who then opted out of the third scrimmage game, will he opt out of Thursday nights?
No.
Are you sure he might not opt out? Are you sure he might not be haunted by what happened without AD? This is a huge game.
Hold on. Do we remember what happened to AD without LeBron? You make it seem like AD was going to finals after
I'm
finals.
talking about the best player on the planet, says Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, I remember the best player on the planet couldn't get out of the first round until he got Scottie Pippen. But we're not talking about that.
No, wait a second. Did you just go there?
Hold up. At the time, he was the best player on the planet. But he couldn't get out of the first round, right?
Well, he was a baby at that
ain't
point.
no baby.
Yeah, he was a baby.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and then all he did was get out of the first round to win 6 championships with 6 MVPs.
All you Skip, the question was, all you try to do is try to take a shot
all
at
I'm
LeBron.
trying to do is I'm trying to go back to what happened the first year with the Lakers when it was the all-time embarrassment. LeBron hit bottom in his career, and now he's trying to rise out. He's actually the comeback player of the year this year because he was so bad. 28 and 27, they missed the playoffs. And what was he left with from that year? A blooper reel. Do you remember the blooper reel? Do I need to remind you?
No, you don't need to remind me.
Maybe we should see it. Maybe we should see what happened just a year ago. Just look at this. LeBron, you just threw it off the backboard. There's no AD out there. LeBron, play defense. Kuzma had to shove him out to play three-point defense. There's no AD on the court right now. LeBron, you have to just go ahead and pick it up. Pick it up. It doesn't matter. Pick it up, LeBron. Just pick the ball up. Don't kick it out of bounds. And he kicked it out of bounds. There's no AD on the court. And finally, what happens here? LeBron is going against Mario Hezonja for the game winner at the Garden, and he gets blocked by Mario Hezonja, now a Portland Trailblazer, because there's no AD to kick it to.
No.
Yep.
Whoa. Hold up. There's no AD to kick it to.
Yep.
Now, I remember the last game they played. LeBron James drove the ball, kicked it to AD, he missed it, and you said LeBron should have took the shot. So now.
That was a long time ago. I don't even remember that.
No,
I swear, I don't even remember what you're talking about.
You do remember what I'm talking about. But now you want to go back and show something that happened over a year ago.
I know,
the man hurt his groin.
And you know what? He might have hurt his groin in between now and Thursday night because he might come down with the proverbial my groin's a little tight injury, right?
You ought to stop, Skip.
Well, that's what usually happens.
That is what usually happens, Skip.
Right.
I said I would.
So let's look at what happened this year. He did play 7 games without AD.
Yes. What was their record?
They were 5-2.
Okay.
But in the 2 losses at Indianapolis and then at home against Orlando, those are sort of humiliating losses because you shouldn't lose to those teams, right?
Hold on. Indiana's they
got a chance. But you're better than Indiana. You're LeBron James.
Sabonis was an all-star.
Wait, did they have the Masked Singer that night? Did they have that guy?
Hold on.
Nope.
Currently,
no
Sabonis has
Victor Oladipo.
Sabonis had been their best player this year.
All right, I got that. The point is, that game and the Orlando game, LeBron James combined from the three-point line to go 2 for 15. And they were both close games. One was a three-point game and Orlando was a one-point game. So if you're 2 for 15 from three, if you just make one more three, maybe it's a different game, right? Okay, so I'm showing you it gets hard for LeBron without that co-star, right?
Well, Skip, I mean, that's the reason why they got AD. They're trying to lessen the load on LeBron. And that's why you have a second star. So if the first star is cold, the second star can bring it home.
So then what happened we've seen 3 Clippers-Lakers games so far.
Yeah.
First one, what happened? It's a tie game going to the fourth quarter, and LeBron scores 2, and unfortunately he got no help from his new partner in quote-unquote crime because AD went goose egg in the fourth quarter, and Kawhi took over, and they lost. And then what happened in game 2, Christmas Day game, and it was a Laker home game. What happened down the stretch? LeBron had a 3-point shot to tie, if we could see this.
Oh my God.
And what happened? Well, he's got this haunts him. He's having flashbacks.
Right, they have no flash.
Pat Bev is there, and Pat Beverly, at 6 feet 1 inches tall, blocked LeBron's shot. That's Clippers-Lakers. He blocked his shot and knocked it off his hands, out of bounds, back over his head. Game over.
Skip, any defender knows, in order to shoot the ball, you got to bring it up to the shooting position. So LeBron James is dribbling the ball. Pat Bev knows the amount of time that's on the clock. He knows in a few seconds, LeBron's going to have to get into a shooting position. So he knocks the ball. You make it seem like he met him at his apex and blocked it.
6'9" versus 6'1".
Skip.
Wow.
He ain't.
Best player on the planet versus a guy who bounced around Europe for a long time.
If you don't mind me asking, where is he bringing the ball up from? The ball is here. So it's right there in his wheelhouse.
He's
so you
the
can be
best player on the planet.
So I'll just make sure I'm hearing you correctly.
Yep, you're hearing me.
So Michael Jordan never had his shot blocked. Larry Bird, Magic, Kareem, nobody's ever had this.
I'm not sure Michael Jordan ever did have his shot blocked. I'm serious. I'm not sure about that. I'm just not sure. Okay, so now, what is LeBron also haunted by? He is missing one teammate for sure. Avery Bradley opted out before they went to the bubble.
Okay.
What happened in game number 3 against the Clippers, the only game the Lakers won? Avery Bradley went into the twilight zone.
Right.
He made 6 3-point shots. He made 4 of them in the third quarter while LeBron was going scoreless. That gave them the edge that they were able to hold on to, thanks in part to LeBron down the stretch in the fourth quarter. It was the Avery Bradley Memorial game, and he is not there against these Clippers.
So if you don't mind me asking, so what are the Clippers going to do minus the 40 points off the bench between Trez Harrell and Lou Williams?
Well, they're really in trouble.
Now,
they don't have their closer leader, Lou Williams.
Wait a minute.
He's out. He went to Magic City, and he hadn't come back yet, right?
Hold on, wait a minute. Now, you keep telling me that sweet Lou. Lou is their closer.
Yep.
Lou is this, Lou.
Okay.
So where is he going to be there?
Okay, and now Montrez and Yahoo has reported, our man Chris Haynes has reported that Montrez still isn't back in the bubble. So I don't know what happened to Montrez, but he is definitely gone and out for Thursday night.
So how well did those guys play in the first 3 games? Very well, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Pat Bev is back, but it looks like he's not going to be ready because he played no scrimmage games. Landry Shamet is back, but played no scrimmage games. So how effective would they be on Thursday night? My point is, all the pressure is going to be on the King on Thursday night because everybody's going to say, well, you should win this game against your arch rival.
No, it's not a home game. I mean, it's being listed as a home game, but they get to wear their home uniforms. The pressure's on the Clippers.
Really?
Because everybody's got the Clippers.
They're up 2-1 in this series. What if they win another one? What if they go up 3 out of 4 games?
Means nothing.
Means a lot.
Nothing.
To the team in the basement, the stepchild of L.A., it means everything. If you went to the playoffs having won 3 of 4 against this team, I think it would be a huge and distinct psychological edge.
Nothing. They was up 2-0. Remember? And then the last game we played, what happened?
Avery Bradley.
No, Avery Bradley.
Well, he did too.
There you go.
Well, that's all he had.
No, my guy did a number on your guy in the fourth quarter because you tell me does nothing else matter but the fourth quarter. And my guy went to work on your guy in the fourth quarter. This was about Anthony Davis and his eye. And somehow you turned it into about LeBron topic. But all I'm saying is this, that I believe Anthony Davis at some point in time will probably have to have protective eyewear on to make sure he doesn't get a repeat finger in the eye or a blow to the eye. So therefore, he doesn't miss, because as you mentioned, okay, these are seeding games. But at some point in time, the seeding game is going to be actual playoff games. And you can miss a few of these games, but you can ill afford to miss any of those playoff games.
So what's the key stat in basketball? What is the equivalent of QBR in basketball as it pertains to individual ranking? It's PER, player efficiency rating. So right here, right now, Giannis leads. James Harden is second. Anthony Davis is third in PER.
Anthony Davis has always been high.
He's the PER prince. He is the prince of PER. But guess who ranks ninth? LeBron James. So it's third to ninth.
Yeah.
How valuable does that make the guy on the right on our screen, number 3?
Skip, nobody.
Number 3 is number 3 in PER.
Look, I know AD be watching, and so I know what you're trying to do is that you're trying to cause.
I'm not trying to do anything.
You're trying to cause crime. We know how valuable Anthony Davis is. He's a top 5 player in the NBA.
Is it possible he's going to be the defensive player of the year?
That's a possibility.
Is that possible?
Listen, there's a possibility he might be Finals MVP.
Wow.
There's a possibility he might be Defensive Player of the Year. Hell, he might be MVP.
Who leads this team in scoring? Well, who does? I think it's Anthony Davis. The last time I looked, who leads this team in rebounding? Anthony
Let me ask you a
Davis.
question.
Wow.
How many times has a guy led a team in scoring for 16 consecutive years? How many times have a guy led his team in assists for 16 consecutive years? About to be 17.
That's ancient history, though. We're talking about here, now, Thursday night.
Skip, he understands that scoring, he has Anthony Davis. So lessen some of the load on me worrying about scoring. He doesn't try to rebound the ball nearly as much, and he's still, tied for the league in triple-doubles, or he might be leading the league in triple-doubles because he has AD, because he has JaVale, because he has Dwight Howard. But Skip.
Who leads the Lakers in free throw percentage by a ton? It's Anthony Davis at 85% to LeBron's way down there at 70%. Woo. This sounds like, the more I think about it, maybe we've overlooked the real MVP.
So in other words, you're saying this is a big deal with him having this eye injury. You're saying this is a big deal.
This is the welcome back game. This is the one we've been waiting for 5 months.
You've been waiting for it.
No, everybody has been waiting for it, and so have you until now, until you heard that it's not 2-on-1 anymore.
Talk about. Wait, when has it been 2-on-1? Y'all got Paul George. He's a top 10 player.
What have I called him in the past? George Paul.
Okay.
He's more George Paul than he's Paul George.
But, hey, hold up.
They got one star. They got one superstar, Kawhi.
Hold on. Paul George last year finished third in MVP. I mean, that's worth something.
I'm glad he's a Clipper, but I can't throw him into this equation, discussion.
All I'm saying is, Skip, is that all you're trying to do is trying to diminish LeBron. These games, look, sure, they would love to win this game. But at the end of the day, you told me it's about playoffs. Now, it's always been about playoffs. No, at first, you're like, the regular season doesn't mean anything until the Clippers beat the Lakers on opening night. And that was the biggest game. And then you say, well, it doesn't start till after the All-Star game until the Clippers beat the Lakers on Christmas. And then it was a big deal. Now we turn around and beat the brakes off them. Oh, that was nothing. They didn't even worry about that game. They didn't even care.
The Clippers have no legacy. They have no identity. It's crucial for them to win regular season games to get ready to win playoff games.
Is that why Kawhi was meeting with Paul George in the dead of night? Because of regular season game, or was it about the playoffs?
Kawhi Leonard said, I don't want to play with him. I want to play against him.
That's
so
fine.
He's there by himself, maybe.
So he didn't want to play with LeBron because of the regular season game, or he realized that if I could go against LeBron and win the championships, that would have more significant meaning than me winning championships with LeBron?
Kawhi Leonard wants to become the first player ever to win 3 Finals MVPs for 3 different teams. And he's got a shot.
Oh, so LeBron doesn't have a shot at that.
Well, he's got a shot.
Okay.
I mean, he should have the odds-on shot. He should be the favorite. But I'm starting to wonder, will he opt out on Thursday night also? It's been opt-out time. Maybe he'll opt out at least for a game. Then they got Toronto. Then they got Utah. Then they got Oklahoma City. And he might just say, well, I'll wait until my man is ready to go. And when he's ready to go, I'll come back.
Jenny, back to your original question. Frank Vogel said that AD is experiencing some discomfort in his eye. And there might be a little blurred vision, but he didn't want to go into great detail. He didn't even know if he should be talking about it because this is medical. And therefore, he should not have to divulge too much into that. But with all that being said, there's a chance. Because I remember LeBron got hit in the nose, he had to wear a mask. Kyrie had to wear a mask. Normally, guys, when they have an injury, a facial type injury, they normally wear a mask or they wear protective eyewear. This might be a very similar situation in which Anthony Davis at some point wears protective eyewear to make sure he doesn't re-injure that eye. All this other stuff about who's more important was not the question. All this about a blooper reel about LeBron last year was not important.
Do you want to see it again?
We're talking about Anthony Davis and the potential, will he play on Thursday night?
Yeah. Vogel brought it up because Vogel has doubts.
The media asked him a question about it.
Yeah.
You talking about he just brought it up like he just volunteered.
Shannon Sharpe just told me you're leaning toward he probably won't play.
Right.
That puts LeBron in the crosshairs. That puts him on the hottest seat in the sport because all of a sudden he's up against a team that looks like it's mutinied against Doc Rivers.
Hey,
well, that's what it looks like. They haven't been in the bubble.
What they got? Hold on. You told me it didn't matter. As long as Kawhi was there, that's all that mattered.
Okay, but the point is they've gone south on Doc Rivers from Magic Kingdom to Magic City.
Yeah.
You know it and I know
Both
it.
of them produce magic. Great shows.
Okay. Yeah, great shows. So the point is that all of a sudden LeBron's looking at everybody's going to expect LeBron to make another MVP statement on Thursday night against a team that has been decimated,
Right.
that is fractured,
Right.
that has at least minor mutinied on Doc Rivers. And all of a sudden, he doesn't have the truth with him. The
Right.
truth is number 3.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm just wondering if LeBron will say, my groin's a little tight.
No. LeBron is not
a little tight.
LeBron is not going to opt out. LeBron James plays. Remember, Skip, he was one of the first ones that says, look, whatever we need to do to play, I'm willing to do that.
Yep.
So he was one of the first ones. So LeBron James is a basketball player, and what does he do? He plays basketball.
Oh, does he?
Right.
Well, did he play in scrimmage number 3? Nope.
Oh, my God. Skip, it's a scrimmage.
Well, you told me he was going to play 4 quarters.
Hold on. Tom Brady, playing 21 years. Do you believe Tom Brady was going to play in some preseason games? Why not?
With his new team, you better believe he would have.
No, he wasn't going to play. But play a snap.
2 years ago, Belichick was playing him 3 quarters of preseason
Because
games.
he wanted the fans to see him because he's going to get him up out of there.
Oh, really?
So he wanted the fans to see
No, I think he wanted him to get banged up.
Stop. You know what's giving you. Where you going with these conspiracy theories?
Sabotage. Yep.
You sound just like that. You sound like that doctor with the demons, with the witchcraft and all kind of.
Don't go there. Do not go there. I feel like the word sabotagey gets brought up a
he's
lot
not
of this stuff.
sabotaging.
Download the all-new Fox Sports app now.